Okay, so good afternoon again, no, ABM. So kaya pa ba ng ating mga brain cells natin? Andito na ba kayo? Just type in the chat box, I'm here already, or you can just click raise hand just to check no kung andito na ba kayo. Ayan. Raise hand or clap. Yan, just let me know na nandito na kayo. Yan. Uwu. Yan. Okay, so yon. Okay, I think everyone is here naman na, no? Yan, 16 nag-raise hand, and then si Jessie Vinuya, yan. Okay, ayun. So we can now start, no? Para maaga din tayong makatapos. Okay, so di ko talaga sinusunod yung schedule. Pero it's okay lang ba sa inyo? Yan. Siguro mga 1 hour lang ako nag-discuss. Di ko talaga siya sinasagad ng 2 hours. Kasi yung 1 hour discussion and then yung 1 hour para na yun sa inyo, no? If you want to check the paper, ayan. So di ko talaga siya sinasagad ng 2 hours for discussion. Okay, so for today, yan, we're going to discuss the course outline of FABM, or the Fundamentals of Accounting, Business and Management 1. Okay, so di na natin kailangan magkaroon ng introductions kasi nag-introduction na kayo kanina, and then yung mga expectation nyo with the subject. Okay, so for the first quarter naman ng FABM 1, madali lang naman siya, no? Kasi more on theories pa lang naman siya. Siguro, yung second quarter, yung medyo mahirap kasi may mga computations na yon, analyzation, and etc. Okay, so for FABM1, yan, 2021 first semester, this is only for ABM, and I'll still be your teacher. And for the contact information, again, 5star.kbadisi@gmail.com or the messenger, ayan. I am available naman lagi. Pero meron tayong kasunduan na 9 p.m. and beyond, pahinga nyo na yon. And I want you to take your time. And kung mag-message man ako sa inyo, minsan makulit din kasi ako, lalo na pag mga completion week. Pag nag-chat ako sa inyo ng beyond 9 p.m, wag yun na akong replyan kahit bukas na, maintindihan ko yun kasi we have condition. Pag nabasa niyo yung message ko that time, wag niyo akong replyan. Replyan niyo ako siguro kay nabukasan na ng 8 a.m. Okay? So for the subject description, this is an introductory course in accounting, business management, data analysis, and that will develop students' appreciation of accounting as a language of business and understanding of basic accounting concepts and principles that will help them analyze business transactions. Okay, so lahat ng nagtitake ng business course, lahat to pinagdadaanan nila, no? Even kahit HR management ka pa, financial management, yung course mo, marketing, what else? Yung ibang business course pa. So lahat ng course na yun, tinitake pa rin nila tong FABM1. Kahit hindi sila accountancy, as long as business yung kukunin nila in the future. Okay, so for the grading system, yan, since ACAD kayo, so written works 40% and 60% performance task. Okay, so for the first week, September 18 today, introduction, subject orientation, and expectation setting lang naman tayo. So the expectation setting, yan, na-discuss na natin kanina. Kung ano yung mga ina-expect nyo, ang dinidemand nyo, and then may expectation also with you. So ang expectation ko, yan, pasok kayo dahil nag-online kayo. So I am expecting na at least 90% or 80% ng attendance ay present, no? Ayan. And then course content, yan. So I'll be discussing chapter 1 up to the last chapter. And then yung mga activities and requirements natin. And the grading system na mention ko na, and then discussion of the class rules. Same lang naman tayo ng class rules with the other subject. Ganun din naman. Okay? So this is an accounting subject. So more likely do the advanced reading. Do advanced reading. So pag nag-discuss ako, parang hindi na bago sa inyo yung dinidiscuss ko. And kung may questions kayo, kung meron kayong part na hindi naintindihan, we can discuss it no during our time. Just like this, no? Yeah, so yun, nagbibigay ako ng mga advanced na reading materials and yung mga video na pwede nyo panoorin. So pwede nyo nang basahin at panoorin yun. So when you have something na it bothers you or merong part na meron kang hindi maintindihan, no, and you need more explanation, then we can do this, or we can do the explanation during this time Zoom meeting. Okay, so para hindi tayo makaalis sa isang chapter na hindi nyo naiintindihan. Okay, so for next week, ayan, chapter 1 and chapter 2. So yun, later maintindihan nyo kung bakit kino-compress ko no sa isang meeting ang dalawang chapter. Marami kasing chapter itong accounting. So for next week, Introduction to Accounting and Branches of Accounting. Actually, nasend ko na yung yung link nito. So you can do advanced reading na din, and then yung panoorin niyo yung video. Okay, so isend ko na lang din dito, no? So you can watch it na. So kung may questions man or wala, no? So we can skip the next week na discussion. Pero sobrang mahaba to, no? Like siguro 1 hour yung introduction of accounting. Sobrang ang dami kong in-explain doon. And definition pa lang yun ng accounting. So I'll just share the link here and save it. And you can watch it tonight. So pag meron kayong part na hindi nyo gets, just let me know, no? So I can explain it through Messenger. Okay, so actually, nandito yung mga ibang discussion last year. So, if you want to do advanced reading, and actually dapat as early as now, ma-exercise nyo na yung pag-advanced reading. And ayun, para pag nag-discuss tayo, pag may mga parts na hindi kayo magets, matatanong nyo na. Especially for the next quarter. Yung mga next quarter natin, medyo marami talaga kayong itatanong kasi per transactions iba-iba tayo ng interpretation. Iba-iba din ng So marami talaga nagtatanong sa akin. Kaya available ako lagi sa Messenger. Okay, so yan, I have shared the links, no, for chapter 1 and chapter 2. Ayan, so yan, na-share ko na. For the chapter 1, so, Introduction to Accounting. So, yan, na-share ko sa inyo yung link ng History of Accounting. What is accounting? The definition of accounting. So, there, in my video, I have discussed there the 3 main definition of accounting. Okay, so, panoorin nyo lang, no? Nandun yung 3 main definition of accounting. Ako din naman yung nagdi-discuss doon. Nature of accounting, functions of accounting. Okay, so for the nature of accounting, I have discussed there that accounting is a science, accounting is an art, accounting is an information system. So there, maririnig yun naman, or na-discuss ko naman yun doon ng for almost 1 hour, no, for the definition lang ng accounting. And then for the branches of accounting, yeah, I have already shared the link, so you can watch it na din, no, para makapag-advance kayo. And then branches of accounting yan, for example, yung mga financial accounting, management accounting, government accounting, auditing, tax accounting, cost accounting, accounting education, accounting research, and example of business. Ayan, na-involve, no? So, for our activity, siguro nag-send na ako ng isa, pero written work lang naman natin, or performance task. Feel ko written work lang naman siya. Na unti lang yung questions. I guess 10 questions lang yun, no? Ayan, panghimagas. And so, sagutan nyo lang yun. And nabigay ko naman yung link, and then yung discussion. Okay? Okay, so yeah, I'll be sending then another activity for the chapter 1, yung definition. Pero that'll be an essay type. For example, explain nyo lang kung ano yung yung 3 main definition ng accounting. Yun, maikli lang, madali lang. Okay, so yun, na-compressed sa isang meeting yung chapter 1 at chapter 2. So for the next meeting ulit, October 2, which is the chapter 3, the users of accounting information. Ayan, internal users, sino-sino yung mga internal users natin. No, ibig sabihin ng internal users, ito yung mga nasa loob ng organization or ng company. For example, yung mga employees, mga managers, mga mga top management, ayun yung mga natin, mga internal users ng reports natin. Yung financial reports, for example, ito yung mga financial statements, mga balance sheet, mga cash flow statements. Ayun. So, ayun yung mga example ng financial reports. Management reports, for example, mga forecasting. Ayan. Yung mga reports na sinasubmit natin sa mga shareholders ng company. Parang pag sinabing management reports, pang internal to. No, internal na reports na kailangan ng mga empleyado, ng mga management. Pag financial reports, this can be an external reports. For example, kailangan ng mga investors, kailangan ng mga lenders or creditors or mga suppliers, kasi considered as external user yung mga suppliers, no? Kasi sa labas na yun ng company, labas na yun ng organization. Okay? And internal users of information, of financial information, and for example, management, employees, and owners. External users, ayan, for example, yung mga creditors, tax authorities or the government, and regulatory authorities, yung mga external auditor natin. And for example, yung COA, ino-audit yung isang agency or government agency. Ayan, so ayun yung mga external na scenario. Or for example, BIR, ino-audit yung isang company kung legit ba yung business nila. And for example, sa mga vloggings, no? Yung external users nila, yung yung BIR, di ba? Naalala nyo kung nagbabasa kayo sa Facebook, merong parang taxable na yung mga vlogs. Pero actually, dati pang taxable yun eh. Parang ngayon lang umingay na taxable daw yung mga kinikita ng vlogs. Tapos, ang external user nila ay yung BIR. No? Kasi hindi sila nasa isang organization. Okay? So, yun yung kinoconsider natin as external users. Okay, so next. Yeah, next week 5, chapter, week 4. Yung week 4 natin, forms of organization. And then, consolidated ulit, no? Yan, combined ulit sa isang week ang chapter 4 and chapter 5. Kasi maiikli lang talaga to. Yung mga chapters na to. Kaya kino-combine ko na siya. Kasi kailangan natin ng mahabang oras for the mga last chapters ng FABM sa second quarter. Kaya yung mga madadaling chapters, kino-combine ko na. Kasi sayang yung oras, no? Para mas mahaba yung discussion natin sa mga problem solving. Okay, since theory lang naman to, we can combine it in one meeting. So the forms of business organization and then types of business organization. So when we say forms, ito yung, for example, kung ilan yung taong nagmamanage nun, okay, pag sabi natin forms of business organization. So for the forms of business organization, we have the sole proprietorship, meaning iisa lang yung owner niyan, iisa lang yung nagmamanage. And then we have the partnership business, yan, meaning dalawa yung may-ari ng business. Yan. Actually, parang pwede ding 5, no? 5 yung mga partnership. Ayan. Pag lumagpas na ata like 15 or 10 or 15, dapat na nila yun, i-convert nila yun sa corporation. So yung partnership at corporation, binubuo to ng madaming tao. Yun nga lang, ang kaibahan nila, yung corporation, nako-convert siya sa corporation kapag yung investment nila or yung capital nila ay in the form of shares or stocks. Okay? So meaning meron silang mga nire-release na sa public or PSE, Public Stocks Exchange na mga stocks. Yan, yung ownership nila is in the form of stocks or shares, then that will be considered as corporation. While yung partnership, ayan, di nila kailangan ng investment from outside. And siguro mangungutang lang sila sa bank of if in case na gusto nila ng expansion. And then yung part ng nila ng equity nila, yung name pa din ng mga partners. So for example, ang mag-partner ay si Forbes, si Samantha, yan. Magiging Forbes Capital, tapos Samanthan Capital. So sa financial statements nila, reflected yung name nila. No, kahit madami pa sila. While sa corporation, hindi rin reflected. No, siguro sa part lang ng notes. Basta in the form of shares and stocks kasi yung capital nila or yung ownership. Okay, so yun, pag kunyari 50% yung pagmamay-ari mo ng stocks and or majority ng stocks nasa iyo and you'll be considered as the CEO or the president, yun yung mga kino-consider nila. So, pag meron tayong nakikitang sa mga K-drama, 'di ba? Na or sa mga drama na nag-aagawan sila ng ng pagka-CEO or president, lagi nilang pinagtutuunan ng pansin yung number of stocks or shares ng business. Okay, yung ownership. Okay, so yon. And then next naman yung types of business organization. And so ito naman yung uri ng operation nila or yung types ng products or services na pinoprovide nila sa customer. So yung first, yung pinakamadali ay yung service natin. So when we say service, wala silang parang kumbaga intangible yung products na or yung goods na ino-offer nila. When we say kasi intangible, hindi nahahawakan, kundi nararamdaman mo lang. So for example, yung mga spa, ayan, yung service lang yung binibigay nila. For example, accounting firm, mga lawyers, mga doctor. So all they have to do is to provide opinions, suggestions, and tips, and mga consultation, and that will be considered as service. So for the merchandising and manufacturing naman, pag merchandising, yung product nila, gawa na. For example, ano ba yung mga merchandising? For example, 7-Eleven. Yan, parang nag-ano lang sila, nagre-resale, no? Ayan. So more likely, yung product nila, galing sa manufacturing. Okay, so yung best example ng merchandising ay yung mga pure gold, pure gold, mga, ano pa ba? Shopwise, basta nagre-resell na lang sila ng product. Okay, gets ba? While the manufacturing, ito talaga from the scratch, kino-convert nila ito sa product na maibebenta nila sa either sa merchandising business or diretso sa mga consumers or customer nila. So best example, mga San Miguel, ayan, mga Unilever, sila talaga yung gumagawa ng product nila and then saka ibebenta. No, ayan yung mga example ng mga manufacturing. Pwede ding ayun, basta later on i-discuss pa natin further, no. Ayan, doon niyo malalaman na ang Jollibee pala ay hindi service, kundi isa siyang merchandising, no. Okay, later on malalaman natin kung or manufacturing, pero hindi siya service, no. Later on malalaman natin kung bakit. Okay? At least nagkaroon kayo ng idea. And then for the chapter 6, yan, isang meeting to, no, kasi medyo malawak-lawak din tong topic na to. Accounting concepts and principles. Ito yung topic na maraming hugot, no? Marami tayong paghuhugutan. Yung mga principles in accounting, pwede pala nating i-apply sa life natin. For example, merong mga kasabihan na state, tama ba yun? Yung parang you should state state unless otherwise stated. Parang isa-search ko nga mamaya. Basta parang ang ibig sabihin nun na ayun, tama. Never assume unless otherwise stated. Okay? So yung phrase na yon ina-apply yun sa accounting din, no? And we can apply in din sa life natin. So for example, wag tayong mag-assume unless otherwise sinabi sa atin. Wag tayong mag-assume na kung through through actions baka kasi magkamali tayo ng interpretation. So, ina-apply din siya sa accounting. Never assume unless otherwise stated. Okay, so yan yung pinaka-sikat na phrase sa accounting. No, never assume unless otherwise stated. Yan. And then yung mga double rule, yeah, parang sabi nila accounting just not do the rule, but we double rule. No? Dalawa kasi yung ruling natin. Pag nagsasagot tayo ng mga computations, double rule tayo lagi. Yun yung i-consider natin as final answer. So we do not we do not just rule, we double rule, no? Okay, so dito sa accounting concepts and principles, andito yung maraming hugot. Maraming pwede natin i-apply sa life natin. So masaya tong part na to. Ayan. Yan, maraming hugot doon. So that'll be an exciting chapter. Then for the week 7, accounting equation, October 23, ayan, yung effects of business transaction in accounting equation. So dito na yung ano na tayo, kailangan na nating magseryoso, no? Kasi dito na tayo magdi-discuss ng mga computations. So yung pinaka main equation natin, 'di ba, sabi nila ang accounting ay math. Ang equation lang naman natin ay asset is equal to liabilities plus equity. Ang bukod tanging gagamitin lang naman natin na operations ay plus, minus, division, and division and multiplication. Ayan. So I think accounting is not really math, no? English kasi talaga ang accounting. So you have to exercise on how to analyze the problems. Ayan. So yung math, madali lang yung math sa atin, no? Plus minus lang yan. Tapos may calculator pa tayo. May calculator pa tayong ginagamit. Hindi pang 1 plus 1 yung mga accountants sa sobrang tindi ng trust issues nila. Yung 1 plus 1 kina-calculator pa namin. No? So yung math, yan, okay lang yan. Yung math, plus minus, multiplication and division lang tayo. So the biggest challenge here is yung analyzation. Okay, get it? So yun, asset is equal to liabilities and equity, but we'll discuss it on October 23. Okay? Next, week 7, chapter 8, no? So types of major accounts. So we'll discuss kung ano ba yung mga accounts under asset accounts. This can be the current or non-current assets, liabilities, current and non-current liabilities. So yung asset can be tangible and intangible, but more likely, most of the time, tangible yung assets natin. When we say current, ito, yung asset na to nagtatagal lang siya ng 1 year. Pag non-current asset, nagtatagal ng more than a year. For example, yung mga land, yung mga computer, yung mga equipments natin. While yung example ng mga current asset, yung mga cash, accounts receivable, but later on we'll discuss it. At least magkaroon kayo ng idea, no? Expectation. And for the liabilities, ito yung obligation ng isang company. When we say obligation, for example, obligation to pay, parang kumbaga utang natin sa ibang entity or third-party entity. Yan, utang natin. So, meron tayong liabilities. Parang madalas utang siya. Yan. Pero in accounting, we consider it as an obligation. Owner's equity, ayan, may iba't ibang klase tayo ng equity. Pwedeng pag-service or kapag sole, isa lang yung makikita nating equity or owner's equity. Kapag partnership, 2 or 3, ayan, ilalagay lang natin yung name nila and then capital. Tapos pag corporation, ang nakalagay lang shareholders equity. Okay, tapos enumeration lang ng mga number ng mga types of shares nila. Pwedeng common stock or preferred stock, depende. Okay, so revenue and income, ayan, part na to ng equity din, or yung result nito, yung revenue and expenses, nagiging part siya ng equity. When we see revenue and income, ito yung kita natin, kita. So feel ko alam na natin to, no? Lalo na sa mga nagbi-business. Income, ito yung mga kinikita natin. And expenses, ito yung mga nagastos natin. Okay? And then chart of accounts. Dito lang naman ito naman yung chart of accounts. Ito yung listahan ng lahat ng accounts na meron ang isang business. Nandun yung mga cash, accounts receivable, accounts payable, mga equity capital, lahat ng types of expenses, utility expense, lahat nandoon. Tapos may numbering yun, no? Okay? Yun, listahan lang naman yan ng mga accounts. So we can do creating our own chart of accounts. Yan. Kasi iba-iba ang chart of accounts ng merchandising business, ng service, and then manufacturing, iba-iba sila. Okay, so this can be a group activity. Yan, creating chart of accounts. Yung mga first chapters naman natin, pwedeng identification, multiple choice, or enumeration. Okay, pero pag dito sa accounting equation, baka may computation din kayo. Okay, and then yung quarterly assessment, and again, yung habulan natin ng mga requirements. Okay, so next, week 10, books of accounting. No, ito yung mga types ng books. Journal books, kung saan tayo naglalagay ng mga transactions, mag-journalize na tayo, debit and credit. Are you familiar with that? Ayan, since pag nag-search na kayo ng ABM, yan, makikita nyo na yung mga related topics doon, no? So, journal books, dito natin makikita ang debit credit, yung ledger, yung mga T-accounts. Yan, i-combine na natin lahat ng accounts. Basic format ng book of accounts and recording and posting of transactions or yung mga tinatawag na trial balance. And then, pwede na tayo mag-create ng financial statements through that. Okay, next naman, chapter 10, cycle of accounting. Okay, so ito na, magkakaroon na tayo talaga ng analyzation sa mga business transactions, debit and credit. Yan, from the start, no, business transactions, mga characteristic ng business transactions, and nature of business transactions, accountable forms. For example, ng mga accountable forms, ito yung parang example rin siya ng types of source of documents, mga resibo, yung mga sales receipt na binibigay natin pag nakabenta tayo. Ayan yung mga source documents. Debit and credit, yan yung rules ng debit and credit. Yan, accounting cycle, process, journalizing, accounting period. Pwede tayong magkaroon ng calendar method. When we say calendar, yung method natin sa accounting mula January to December. Pero pag fiscal year naman yung gamit natin, basta magbibilang tayo ng 12 months. Pwede tayo mag-start ng July, yung start ng accounting book natin. Kasi mabibilang lang tayo ng 12 months, and then ayun yung last day natin. For example, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. Okay, so June yung last na na reporting date or reporting month natin. Yan, pag fiscal year, okay? And then adjusting entries, no? So when we say adjusting entries, kunyari pag at the end of the year, meron pang mga additional information, ina-adjust natin yung mga journal entries natin, or yung mga journal entries na ginawa natin from the beginning of the year or the month. Yan, nagkakaroon tayo ng mga adjusting entries. Financial statements. So after ng adjusting entries after nating mag-post na sa journal ledger, sa mga general ledgers natin, mga T-accounts, then we can do the financial statements. Ito yung nire-report natin sa mga users of informations. Formats of basic financial statements. Ayan, meron tayong iba't ibang klase ng itsura ng financial statements, no? Merong magkatabi yung asset, liabilities, and equities. Meron namang isang hilera yung asset nila, liabilities, and equity. Okay, so meron tayong mga iba pang formats na financial statements. Meron namang isang year lang yung nire-report, meron namang 2 years, no? Dalawang magkatabing year. Pero more likely, pag sa BIR, pag nagre-report tayo ng financial statements natin and then existing na yung business natin, yan, mga 2 years yung nire-report nilang financial statements. Okay. For the next week naman, no, for chapter 11, yan, service naman, no, accounting cycle ng service business. Okay, so iba-iba kasi ng treatment yan yung service, yung manufacturing, and then merchandising. So i-discuss natin, no, parang magkakaroon tayo ng uh, isang accounting cycle for the service, merong isang accounting cycle for the merchandising, and hopefully, no, for manufacturing. Pero yung manufacturing kasi pang higher year na yun may mga costing kasi. Pero more likely baka mag-focus tayo sa service or merchandising and merchandising. Okay, so yun, ang requirement dito, yung mga journal entries, yung mga P accounts and trial balance. That is why, no, as you can see, ilang chapter lang, no, chapter 9, 10, 11 lang tayo for the next quarter. Pero samantalang for our first quarter, 8 chapters, no, ang dami. Pero kasi mahaba kasi itong mula chapter 9 hanggang chapter 11. Okay? We really need to focus on this kasi para prepared na kayo pag college, mas naiintindihan nyo na yung journal entries. Kaya kino-compress ko yung mga madadaling chapters sa unang quarter natin para marami tayong time, no, to discuss every business transactions. Yan, every business transactions kasi iba-iba ng analyzation, and then ayun, iba-iba din ng treatment. So marami tayong business transactions. So mas better na mas mahaba yung time natin to discuss those transactions. Okay? I know na hindi nyo pa masyadong naiintindihan yung mga sinasabi ko. Pero ayun, we will discuss din naman talaga on these dates na sinabi ko. At least you can have idea na, no, para pag hindi na kayo ma-shock sa mga words. Yan. Okay, any question, guys, or any suggestion na for the activities, ganyan, kung ano yung gusto nyong mangyari, let me know. Or okay na kayo dito, no, na kinompress ko yung chapter 1 to 8 sa isang quarter. Okay. Any questions, or are you okay with this? Or you want to adjust? It's overwhelming, right? No? And chapter 1 to 8, kasi madali lang to puro theories lang. And for example, ito, chapter 1, definition lang ng accounting, tas branches lang ng accounting, napakadali. Yung memorization lang yan. And as well as itong chapter 3, yung users of accounting information, memorization lang din yan, familiarization lang din yan. And then yung forms of business organization, ito siguro na medyo maging familiar tayo kasi iba-iba yung accounting treatment pag iba-iba din yung forms of business organization and then yung types of business organization. And accounting principles, ayan, ito yung mga dapat nating alalahanin din or rules natin to as accountant. Yan. And then yung asset, liabilities and is equal to liabilities and equities. Yan. Magkaroon tayo ng idea, no, sa equation. Okay, any questions, guys? And are you okay with this na? Ayan, so this will be an exciting subject, especially pag nagkaroon na tayo ng business transactions. Huwag kayong matakot sa mga business transactions. Ayan. Yung iba kasi natatakot Yung iba parang nahihirap, parang ibabasahin pa lang nila, parang nahihirapan na daw sila. Huwag nating isipin na mahihirapan tayo. No? Madali lang to. Yun, yung mga business transactions. Huwag tayong masyadong magpatakot. No? Yung, lalo na pag sumali kayo sa mga groupings sa Facebook, ayun, like nahihirapan daw sila, ganyan. Ayun, huwag tayong matakot sa mga business transactions kasi andito naman ako if you need some clarifications about your analyzations, then I am here to help. No, huwag nating sarilihin. And the best way, no, to survive accounting, you must have your study buddy. Yun. Pag nag-a-analyze tayo, you can ask your classmate, anong analyzation mo dito? So you can talk about it or you can discuss it with each other kasi baka magkaiba kayo ng analyzation. No? So magkakaroon kayo ng discussion. Okay? So you can have your study buddy or sa group chat, Ayan, magtutulungan tayo dito. Ayun. So, we must all try to analyze the problem by ourselves and then share it to the group. Ayan. Okay? So, any question, guys? Or any suggestions? Ayan. So, you can now watch na yung chapter 1 at chapter 2. Yun. Kasi baka wala ako next Saturday kasi kailangan kong magpa-check up and parang naka-schedule ako ng Saturday. Ayun, that is why nag-video na ako ng chapter 1 at 2. Okay. Any question, guys, before we end this call? Okay, but before we end, yeah, more likely 7 p.m. ng Friday. Okay, is that okay with you? 7 p.m. Mga 30 minutes lang naman yun, together with ABM 12. Okay, pero di naman ata every Friday. Every time lang na merong important na announcements. Ayan. Okay, so any question? Before we end this call, yun nga, again, open ulit tayo ng camera. And I think pwedeng si Samantha yung or si John Forbes, yun. Parang nakita ko si John Forbes ata yung naka-laptop. You can do the screenshot. I'll stop share na, ha? Okay, so before we end, yan, we must document yung attendance natin. So, yun, pwedeng si John Forbes, yung parang naka-laptop si John Forbes eh. So, he can do the screenshot and then send it to the group. Okay, so anyone, you can open now your cameras. Pero next week, pwede na tayong hindi mag-open. Ngayon lang talaga kasi first day nyo sa subject na to. Okay, I'll open my camera din. Ayan, so yung iba pa, ayan, open your cameras, i-screenshot ko ni ko din, i-screenshot ko din siya. Okay? Open natin. Unti lang naman tayo. So, sino pang di naka-open? Okay, so yun. Yan, mag-start na tayo. Screenshot mo din, John. Then ako din, screenshot ko din siya so I can have the copy. Okay, so ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Isa pa. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Ayan. And so thank you everyone, no? Have a nice weekend. Maga tayo natapos. Maga talaga ako magpatapos. Ayan. So, pwede na kayo makapagpahinga and then you can do advanced feeding na rin and then have time with yourself. So, thank you everyone. See you next week. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you po.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you po, ma'am.